So do you just start recording? And there we
Live
go.
from the apocalypse.
Yes.
We're running Arkham
Yes.
Asylum now. Batman.
Hell fucking yeah, dude.
This is
Hell
state
yeah.
of the game. I am what I think I want to describe this. Who was on the RMPB Discord said, "I'm just a fat man with great legs, doing the best I can."
Hype.
You know what I mean?
Hype shit, actually.
That's me.
Hell yeah.
Dano, carrying on the tradition. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is episode 289. Grind.
Serious fucking business. Serious fucking business going on.
Yep. And my co-host every week seems like a nice person, but he will destroy anyone at any board game. You know what he'll do? And he'll fucking pretend he doesn't know how the game works for a little bit.
It's actually
And then he will
quite
fuck
accurate.
you up.
Is this true? Actually, is this real news that's going on?
Rope-a-dope, yeah.
Fuck around, put a game of Settlers of Catan in front of you.
Actually-
Next thing you know, we're cooked.
Yeah. It would be like a power hungry white dude wants to play Settlers of Catan, and he's like, "Yeah, let's do it," and he just fucking wrecks him.
Hell yeah.
That's
Hell
hilarious. Hilarious.
Reparations in a way.
That's the way to do it. Right. And our guest, I'm telling you, there are people, there's a connectivity of childish energy within this underground hip hop space.
Yeah.
It's like me and Cam from Crate 808, and there's just like people sprinkled around who are just can't fucking stop ourselves from the joy and love we want to spread. And I think our guest is one of those people in that continuum. Been making music for more than 10 years and runs the Aux podcast. You know him as Steelo, aka OG Homunculus.
Yup. In the fucking flesh.
Welcome to our situation.
Bro, it's an absolute honor to be here. Thank you both for having me on the show. I was telling Keith when you slipped away for a sec, I've been watching you guys for like a year now, give or take, since it was the No God and Othman episode.
Oh,
just because
shit, that was great.
I'm super tight with those guys, and I was like, oh shit, let me see what's going on. And like, bro, it is a crazy full circle moment because honest to God, I can say I started my joint off the strength of like watching, the Free Music Empire, Rap Music Plug podcast, Real Notes, like all of this. And here I am now on the fucking show. So like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, crazy. Thank you so much for having me, man. I forgot I was telling you I've made music for 10 years. I forgot I told you that.
Yeah, no, I'm here with it. So I mean, it's the cool part is when I came here, when I started writing about music, a lot of it was just like straight vengeance. Like I didn't have any respect for any of the critics that were out there. I don't want to name people. I don't think that's nice, but it was real. I was like, fuck all that shit. Like I had a moment with Complex recently where people were like disappointed in a Complex list or article. And I'm like, this is what Complex does.
Oh yeah.
They're not smart. Like it is what it is, And so I was straight up so fucking cocky with it. I was like, these guys are all full of shit. They're all fucking, they had that stream of like Ivy League educated music writer people that were trying to weave Proust into their Gucci Mane review. And I was just like, you guys are shitbags. Like you guys are clowns. Like I'm a real writer. Like I write and perform my shit. Like I'm not like this. So I swaggered in and just started doing it and was like, fuck everybody. And then as people kind of gravitated to the shit, I was like, oh, there are good people out there. There's a lot of good people out there. You know what I mean? Like, and there's moments where you're like, that's a talented motherfucker, right? Like the people you listed off, the first time Dylan was with us, we knew this was a special situation.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
I knew you were sitting with someone special. And the same thing with Ro. So like, it was all about supporting that to boost the environment. You know what I mean? And what you just said, that's evidence that we had the right strategy, right?
Totally,
Like
man.
because
Totally.
now you're boosting that environment. So
Yeah.
I
It's all
appreciate
reciprocal, man. We're all
yeah.
pushing each other forward. We're all trying to do better. Because then you see new shit. You see Cuno rap name. Fucking he started a podcast and like here we are now. You know what I mean?
Killing
Killing
it.
it.
Yep.
And like peace to Dash Lewis as well. Cause like I've been
Yep.
following his writings for some time. And it's like, bro, like it really is something special going on in the community. And I think
It's crazy,
oh man,
man.
I could geek about this shit for
It's
fucking
crazy.
hours.
And yeah, it I told Keith, I think about this shit like a 501c3. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Mm,
not I think about it like we're doing service. You know what I'm
totally.
saying? Like I'm not
Totally.
trying to become a rich man off the shit. Like
No,
I do things to maximize exposure, to maximize the footprint so we can touch more people, but you know, yeah, we're doing this for service, in my opinion. But
yes, absolutely, bro. It's a love letter to the game. It's appreciation to the scene that we're in, you know?
right.
And that's what I know too. This shit is like real hip hop. You know what I mean? We're not the fucking corporate ass fucking bullshit writers in the office. We're doing this from the basement, from the
Yeah.
motherfucking house. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was and I've told Keith this story, I think, before, but like there was a moment I'll never forget in my high school hallway. I'm so old. This is just dated.
Yeah.
You love it. But Tupac died. I
Mm.
cried. Biggie died. I mean, it was hard, man. We
Of
lost these
course, man.
people within a very short span of time. And I remember there was this dude who I knew was super hip hop. And I was
Yeah.
like, yo, we're fucked now. Like, the East Coast is hurt. The West Coast
Mhm.
is hurt. Like, we're down right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said to me, absolutely not. He said, we got rid of the people who were just here because we were winning.
Ooh.
The fans.
That's bars.
Fans, yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it's the ones left are here because they're here.
Totally. Totally.
And I was like, oh shit, okay. Like I can live that, you know?
Yeah.
That's okay. You know? So that's kind of what you're talking about, the journey of the underground in that way.
100%.
But yeah, no, so we're talking about, and the Ox podcast has been rolling. How many episodes do you have right now?
Thank you, bro. Fuck, we got like 70-ish videos out right now, I want to say, give or take. Let me double check that actually. Hold on. Because
How long
it
have you
was
been doing it for?
ooh, we started mid-July last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So kind of what it started out as is me and my homie Max. We obviously love rap music. We love this underground shit. So we were kind of just talking about like new shit that came out that we're listening to. We're both pretty into vinyl, so it's like new vinyl that we picked up, et cetera, et cetera. And then a lot of people were like, "Oh, you should do interviews," and I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." You know what I mean? I got a lot of homies in the scene. Sure, whatever. And then I interviewed my guy Amalgama, peace to Amalgama as well. That's my goat. And then it kind of just spiraled out of control where I'm hitting people for interviews. And then next thing I know, I have 3 of them booked in 1 week. And like, yeah, here we are now. 72 videos out as of last July. And
Wow.
like, I'm going to be so real. Most of it is me just interviewing friends of mine who make dope music.
Right.
But like, I got a chance to interview like Nakama, for example. I got a chance to interview Pink Sifu and like some crazy fucking artists. And it's like, dude, like, yeah. And it all just fucking love of the game, man. This shit just kind of spiraled out of control. And here I am now.
Right.
It's surreal, bro.
So the question I have, because podcasting is fucking crazy. Like,
it is.
It's fucking crazy. And it's one of those things like, like marriage, you really don't know what you're in for until you're in it.
Yep.
You know, you can think because it starts off like we're just talking. It's conversation.
Yeah, we're just shooting the shit.
Cool. And then like you just get in over your head. Like you just hit levels where you're not anticipating. So my first
next
question,
thing I know, I'm getting press releases from artists who I've been listening to for years. And like, here's an early cut of the album. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm so cheap. I'm so cheap that I always get super excited to
Mm.
get like the free music, like
Oh my
because I
God,
always was like,
totally,
man,
dude.
to be cool enough to get in advance is amazing, you know.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
still a little kid like that. But I would say, yeah. So the question to you about the Ox
Mm.
podcast that I have is, is there a moment,
Mm.
and I can trade my story for your story. Is there a moment where you were like, this is what this is? Like this is what the conversation, this is what the Ox podcast
Yeah.
is.
I have I have a few of them. I have two that I'll share. I'll have two of them, if that's okay. So the first one was let me scroll down to the videos actually. Um so I'm pretty well known. I'm up in Toronto, right?
Yep.
I'm decently well known in like the Toronto underground concert space because any rap show, I'm there. Motherfuckers know me, whatever, whatever.
Right, right, right.
It kind of clicked that what I'm doing is real when somebody came up to me at a show and was like, dude, are you OG homunculus of the Ox podcast? And I was like, whoa, like, yes, I am actually. Down, whatever. I think this was at the Billy Wood show up in Toronto, which was fucking crazy. Um, and that was like a crazy moment because I was chilling with a few of my rapper homies, Big Z and Sneaky Preacher of Secret Scriptures. Yeah, I was with those guys. I was with Rohan.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, it was like a crazy, surreal moment. And he said he found me through, I believe it was the Pink Sifu interview, actually.
Yeah.
And like that was crazy to me. And I'd say, honest to God, the second moment that I knew it kind of was realer than just me fucking around was the Pink Sifu interview. Because I've been listening to Sifu since Ensley came out, which was like 2019, I want to say. And then, sure enough, I'm on a Zoom call with him and my friend asking him about his career and everything like
Yeah.
that, and like all the
Yeah.
questions and all that. And yeah, I'd say those are the two moments that kind of cemented, like, oh, I'm really doing this shit, bro. Like, it's wild. And like, I not to toot my own horn too much, but like every time I interview someone, people are like, oh, like you're really good at this, bro. Like, blah blah blah. Like, I can tell you really thought about these questions, and I'm like, bro, I'm just curious, man. Like half the time I'm recording an
Right.
interview, I forget that I'm recording. I'm just,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
it's
No,
nuts.
it's there was the way I try and describe it to people is that like there's a shame thing that
Mhm.
triggers you when you're around important people.
Totally, totally.
You know what I'm saying? Like and you know who loves that shit, by the way? I'm gonna
Mm.
call him out right now. Fucking Obama loves that shit. Loves that shit. Drinks it in. The fucking vampire, dog. When
Yeah.
Obama walks in the room and he sees how nervous you are, he fucking loves it.
Oh yeah.
He twists a knife in people. He does all that shit, right? So like I'm built without that. I don't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Totally.
So like it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
I'm the same here as I would be if Obama was here,
Yep.
as if I was on stage introducing people in Brooklyn. Like it's the same shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Like
yeah.
that's been a big thing. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
That's been a
you
big thing for me since I was like literally a small child, where I never really felt embarrassed about anything. I was always kind of loud, rambunctious, whatever. And I feel people like us kind of end up making the best hosts slash interviewers because fuck, like who cares, man? Like we're just
yeah.
gonna do what we gotta do? And yeah, that's real as fuck.
Yeah, no,
Cause
it's
like,
I mean it's that's what it is. And people so it's weird because a lot of
mm,
people aren't built like that, right? And
mm,
so when
mm,
you describe that shit, people are like, man, that must be amazing.
yeah,
And I'm
it's a
like,
blessing and a curse.
you know what, dog? Sometimes it is.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes it isn't.
I
Some,
have the problem where I strike up conversations with strangers out of fucking nowhere. And
right.
then next thing I know, I'm invited to like a baby shower of some random person who I've never met before. And I'm like, well, you know what? I got myself into this. Might as well see it through.
Yeah.
So
You
like,
basically like I end up leaving parties, right, with my wife,
mm.
and I turn to her and I go, was that too much, Dan?
Yo, trust me, trust me.
Was that too much, Dan? And she's like,
Yo,
no, that was just the right Dan. That was
that's
just
the
the
right
right
amount of
amount of
Dan.
Dan. And like, so that's what you have to manage on the other side of that no shame thing. It's like, You know,
Yeah, reeling
how
it in a little
hard
bit.
did you go at this function? You know,
Totally.
did you let other
Totally.
people breathe? Did you let the conversations breathe?
Yep. If y'all ever see me at like any show up here, it always results in me kind of just being against a wall and then having like a semicircle of people around me just listening to me talk about random obscure hip hop. It's the fucking best, man. It's
That's
the
awesome.
best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm sucking my own dick a little too much. Can I curse on the show, by the
Yeah,
way?
go do
Sure.
it.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sweet, sweet.
I'm gonna curse.
'Cause
Tell you that. So, what? So the moment for me where
yeah.
I was like, this is the character of the show, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
there was no guests. This is not. It wasn't like, oh my god, I'm with a good, big guest. It was. I think it might have been the first episode because we started this. COVID hits. We
Yeah,
start
yeah, yeah.
right, like, literally April 2020, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
first episode, we got no good lighting. You know, we're just each at each other's house. We're figuring out Zoom for the first time. I'm sitting
Yep.
in the fucking dark, and we're reviewing Janae Aiko's album,
Oh, hell yeah. Right on.
and I just take a beat and I turn to K and I'm like, I've been emotional as fuck all week just listening to Janae Aiko, bro. Like I've been just like
Shit. Shit.
feeling I've just been feeling her emotional journey all week, crying at my desk,
Mhm.
doing all this crazy shit. You know what I mean? And I was like breaking it all down, and I was like, this is what we do. This is what we should be doing,
Yes.
right? This
Yes.
is like
Yep.
a lot of these motherfuckers don't want to cover R&B and cover rap.
Facts.
They're weird.
Facts.
They're weird about that shit. It's separation of church and
Yeah.
state, and like, and so to be able to slide between both and be comfortable, that's what we need to do. But also to be able to just say shit other people don't say about the
Yeah.
shit and just
Yeah.
do it. It was
Absolutely.
cool. But yeah, that was kind of where we were at with it. But yeah,
Mhm.
the
And the Free Music Empire started as like the collective, for lack of a better term, right? Like it was kind of all you guys all at
it
once, more or
it's
less,
been
right?
wild, man. It started with me and my best friend, and um he just listens to jazz now.
Tight.
But
Yep.
he's
Yep.
that, but and we were just doing reviews, right? You said we hated what was going on critically, just
Yeah.
500 word reviews and all that shit. And Kay was the one who was like, you should start talking to people, you should start interviewing people.
Mhm.
We were in the break room at work,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know. And so we started doing written interviews, and it started taking
Yeah.
off. And that was when I'd started a paywall. And I was like, I need to do shit. You start a
Mhm. Mhm.
paywall, you're like, fuck, now I got to do all
Yeah.
kinds of shit. You know, it's
Motherfuckers, you need content that people are paying for,
you're
right?
fucking brainstorming. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
writing on notebook,
Yeah.
you're sticking there like maybe we can do, and so I was like, okay, I need something that I can provide that won't break
Mhm.
my back, right? Like,
Totally.
so the COVID hits. It's like, okay, this all swims together. Can I start this? So
Mhm.
yeah, but it's been, yeah, it's been a journey,
Hell yeah.
man. So the,
Damn
the
near
other
6 years
question I
strong,
had,
right?
the other question I had for you,
Mhm.
Yes.
Ox podcast, is when you're having these conversations all the time,
Mhm.
right? And you're just like you're anticipating just talking about the music, hanging out.
Yep.
All of a sudden, an incredibly human moment hits
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where
That
you're
happens a
like,
lot.
"Holy shit, we just talked about that," you know?
Yeah.
What do you have any of those that come to mind?
Ooh. Few of these I can't share. A few of these I can't share. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. So a lot of it is because a lot of the times the people who I'm interviewing are like friends of mine, you know what I mean? And people who I've worked with closely. I think one of the funniest moments is I was interviewing this young producer named Gloves, who I've worked with like fuck ton. Pretty much all of the raps that I have out right now are on Gloves production, a handful here and there. Um, Me and them shoot the shit all the time and like work on shit. And I think having a recorded conversation, there was so many moments where we're trying to be serious talking about the music, and then I just like we both laugh on some stupid shit. And that happens fucking all the time, man. Like I'm looking at, let me look through here. Like when I was talking to the outdoorsman guys, same shit like that. When I was talking to fucking Big Slug, same shit. Like we're all just I feel I don't want to suck my own dick too much, but I think what makes the aux not different per se, but charming is that you can tell the conversations are kind of like those moments of humanity, for lack of a better term, are kind of the forefront. Where, yes, I'll write my notes, I'll have the shit that I want to talk about, but I'm kind of like the anti Nardwar because I like asking super broad questions and then kind of just seeing where the conversation goes, you know? And I feel you get the most human moments from that, right?
Yeah.
Like when I was talking to .dev, actually, um, I've been listening to Pink Navel for like 5-6 years up until this point, right?
Yeah.
And then they branded into .dev. It was like the whole next chapter or whatever. When we were recording, I mentioned like, oh, like, fuck, I remember listening to oh, I'm blanking on the album name, but like I mentioned like an album name, and they were like, whoa, holy shit, like you've been listening that long, kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, like totally. And it was a very cool personal moment where like the music is impactful and like they know that you know what I'm trying to say. I feel like I'm
No,
kind of
I've had that moment. Like the
yeah,
first time I interviewed Def C full on for Attendees
yeah.
Undivided. You guys should find this. It's fucking. You'll never see him more surprised, bro. I
Shout out to FC.
opened by quoting a lyric
Mm,
that was from a compilation, a Chicago artist compilation
hell yeah,
that he did a
hell yeah.
song on, right? And he looked at me like I had put him on the Summer Jam screen. He was
Yeah,
like,
totally.
"What? How did you get?"
Yeah, like no fucking way,
And
right?
it was like some shit he had written when he was 16. He wasn't even proud of that shit anymore.
Heard, yeah,
And
yeah.
I found it. I was like, "Yeah, I like this. I like this."
That's
Um,
fucking killer, man.
but yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
dope. But so yeah, but it's crazy and um, yeah, there's been a lot of really
Yeah.
you run into these really important moments with people, and when they know you're serious about it, that's cool. That's really cool,
Mhm.
and they can figure that out.
Because you can blow smoke up of any you can blow smoke up the ass of any guest you have, ask them the same questions here and there. I think what really makes the difference is when you can tell we actually listen to the music and we actually gather shit from it and actually like take the meaning behind it or make our own meaning. You know what I mean? And
And
like
yes,
that makes the difference. And I know artists care about that so much. My
I don't
landline
want
is
to.
going off, and that's
I don't
fucking
want to do
crazy.
too much advice stuff because
Please do, bro.
there's a lot of bad advice out there. I would, and this is not even to you because I think you're
Yeah.
already on mission here, but to people that are listening that are thinking about doing this podcast, the basic structure of an interview show
Mm,
is insufficient.
totally.
So
Totally, man.
you got to think. What do I mean by that? You've got to think of the basic structure of an interview podcast as like late night TV,
Yeah.
right? Oh, okay, clap, 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 the monologue, oh, the band, and oh, who we got the guest
Yeah.
tonight? They're all going to
Yep.
talk to us for 5 minutes, and we're going to have a little bit in between. Like the same way those are really corny
Mhm.
and like hard to digest, and that's why they're only digested in little YouTube snippets.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Nobody watches that shit anymore. Like that's
Mhm.
what the basic format of an interview is like at this point. Like if
Mhm.
in terms of you know, don't ask close-ended questions, only open-ended questions, right? Like
Mhm.
don't like all the basics that your teachers gave you, they're frameworks to grow from, but they're
Yeah.
not the end goal.
Totally.
If you want to have
But
a real
sometimes you need to
conversation,
ask.
sometimes
Yeah.
you're going to be just riffing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And I feel some of the best moments come from riffing. And even on like the whole closed-ended questions, like sometimes there are examples where it's like, here's something I heard. Is this what you meant? Yes or no? And if it's a yes, then it's like, all right, cool. If it's a no, the conversation goes from there, right? Like for my format, I have kind of like my traditions, for lack of a better term. Like
Yep.
I will always ask my guest, "Oh, what have you been listening to?" So we kind of get a little bit of banter. That's kind of it, because then I'll
Right.
get right into whatever the fuck we're talking about. And truth be
Mhm.
told, people say I'm a good interviewer. I'm lazy as shit. I just tell people the floor is yours,
Right.
and then they
Right.
go fucking crazy, and I get content out of it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And I don't approach every episode the same.
Yes, absolutely,
Some
absolutely.
episodes I have copious notes. Some episodes I don't. Like
Yeah,
it I'm really trying to feel out where we are, and I think you've got to give yourself room to do that. If you're
totally.
always, think about it in K in terms of basketball, right? If somebody's always making the technically sound decision,
Yep.
you know what they've become?
A
Predictable.
robot.
Yeah.
Predictable.
Yeah,
So like you got to throw people off,
you got to get
Um,
zesty with it. You got to
right, right.
couple left hand, couple curveballs.
You got to have some Kyrie motion, you know.
Type shit, type shit.
So that's yeah. So it's what we're talking about. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I. Would you have any Ox questions, Kay?
No, no.
We're
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah,
We're
let's
living it.
get right
So
in it.
Let's do
this
it.
in my mind, Kay, because my mind has all kinds of nicknames, weird shit, right? So this podcast to me is uh called the Venn diagram of new flows, right? So uh, the Venn diagram, right, is there's Steelo's bubble, right? A
Yep.
weary traveler murmured to God.
Yep.
That's the album.
Peace to my
Steelo
sister
Frost.
July.
And to me, that album represents Steelo's spirit.
Type shit. I like
That
that.
is that is the kind of like that is an album that believes in leading with its
Mhm.
energy and its freedom and its spirit in the
Totally.
way that you do. So,
Thank you.
and the one behind me is MERRY&RUE. It's my bubble, right?
Yes.
Imani,
Yes.
Michelle. That's my kind of creator
Totally.
because this, and I have no like uh details on this, but she sounds like somebody who has backup plans to backup plans to backup plans.
Yes. Yes.
Sounds
Totally.
like somebody who knows what she needs, what she wants, and what
Mhm.
she will accept in place of it, or like everything's really smooth, everything's really polished,
Yeah.
calculated. That's how I want to move artistically. I'm the guy that came to writers groups with my seventh, eighth draft printed double spaced. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah. Hell yeah.
Uh,
Times New Roman, 12-point
right,
font,
right.
et cetera.
I wanted to let motherfuckers know, like,
Yeah.
you're out
Yeah.
here with notebook paper and you just scrawl this in the bathroom. I'm a scientist with this shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm working this shit. So I wanted to outwork people. So
Mhm.
and that is really the feeling of MERRY&RUE. Like
Totally.
I'm gonna give
Totally.
you my heart, but it's gonna be a lot better crafted than your heart
Yes.
is. Like
It's polished, fucking machine refined down to a science
yeah,
almost, right?
yeah.
Totally, dude.
So those are the two, and this in the middle, and
Mm.
so he picked July 30th. I picked Anonymous Michelle, and we both knew Nakama
Mm.
Everything Burns had to be there,
Easily.
and
Easily.
that is the Venn diagram middle bubble that encompasses kind of both of those spirits.
I like that. Yeah, I like
Um,
that a lot, actually. Yeah.
so that's how it is in my mind, the Venn diagram.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can agree with that fully. Because you mind if I just fucking ramble for a bit?
ramble for a bit.
So I lean in, especially in a lot of my sound, like a lot of the shit that I resonate with musically. I love a lot of the noisy, kind of experimental, kind of out there shit. You know what I mean? That's why I really, really fuck with Everything Burns. That was my album of the year last year, right?
Yep, yep.
Um, to me, especially when it comes to this kind of new wave of hip hop and new way, like this is gonna sound crazy, but like new ways of rapping, I feel July is one of those artists who is kind of leading the forefront in that sense. Like she is 16 years old from fucking somewhere in the UK, making something like this. And I'm like, yo, like, it's fucking wild. You know what I mean? But then, kind of on the other end of the spectrum, we have Nakama, who at this point is a veteran of the craft, who is still kind of within that same kind of niche where you can tell, yes, it's experimental, yes, it's out there, but it's very much so calculated and very much so like every little bit is intentional. And then we go other end of the spectrum, other side of the Venn diagram. MERRY&RUE is, like you said, it's a scientific album almost. Like every single detail is there intentionally. You can tell it's minimalistic at times.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hate the term experimental, quote unquote, because I feel it kind of diminishes art in a way. But to a degree, all three of these kind of fall under an experimental umbrella, right?
Right.
And I think it's really cool having all three of those kind of lined up in a spectrum. And like,
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
my
And
I
I don't know, is like when people are talking about experimental, this is experimental hip hop, are they just talking about its proximity to dissonant sounds?
I think that's what people kind of lump it into. But to
Like this
me
beat kind
personally,
of scratchy. I don't
yeah,
know.
this has some noise shit going on. This has some unconventional drums, whatever.
Right.
Yes, I think a lot of people lump experimental, quote unquote, into that. But I think what truly means experimental is when you can tell an artist is doing this because that's a reflection of their soul, a reflection of their craft. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yes, you're taking elements of hip hop. I haven't heard, like, to talk about everything Burns, I hadn't heard a track like Dr. Frankenstein's Finsta fucking
That's
ever.
crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still hip hop. It's still following relatively similar formulas. But what makes it experimental to me is the decisions that are made in like the production process, in how you're rapping, the things that you're saying, and to fucking full circle moment this, the flow and like how you're flowing on it. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah.
And that's where it gets tricky with experimental. Okay, you caught me with this, where I'll sit down with somebody and I'm like, this is so experimental. And they're like, this is just what the fuck I like.
Yeah, totally.
They're in their house all day listening to other shit.
Yeah,
And so their concoction of their favorite things is mad different than everyone. So they didn't go to the studio like, I'm gonna
make some different
experiment
shit
on you.
Yeah.
That's
they're just making what they like.
Wired. Right? Yeah.
That's like I had a chance to speak with Manu Travau and KLG Clerge, which I know you did as well. Fire episode, by the way. Peace to Manu. I was talking to the both of them kind of about, you know, the experimental label and how people will often categorize music like that as experimental. And they said exactly that. It's like, nah, I'm just trying to make the shit that I like and make the shit that sounds cool to me, you know? And I feel in a weird, redundant, backwards way that almost makes it more experimental because it's like you're not too concerned about genre, you're not too concerned about how it's going to be perceived. It's just true to yourself, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, it's wild. And so many artists are like that. And like
I've had some artists are trying to challenge mediums.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
And
look at a Millennium, look at a PTY, you know what I mean?
Like, and should be, and that's cool. And I think KLG Clerge, I think there's a lot of consciously fucking with you through the medium experimentation. And I applaud that. That's good stuff. But like I said, I just do my best not to assign the intentionality one way or another.
Totally.
Because I've been caught before.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Like perfect example of that as well. Sorry for just fucking rambling. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I had a joint before we started recording, so I'm a little bit, you know, in the flow state.
In the flow, yeah.
I had a conversation with Snotnose Salim, right? About his record last year, A River Dries of Thirst. Crazy fucking album. One of my favorites. Crazy. From the outside looking in, you would absolutely say again, sorry?
Is he breaking up?
Are we back?
I'm back.
Okay, sweet. My internet's off a fucking bean sometimes.
Breaking up a little bit.
Word. Okay. I talked with Salim about it. Outside looking in, you listen to that album, you would consider it to be experimental. There's crazy noisy production, the way he's going about rapping. There's some beats on there that have like some of the most unconventional percussion you've heard of, but that isn't like, yes, it's an experimental record sonically outside looking in, but if you talk to Salim, you know the kind of shit that Salim listens to, you know the type of shit Salim makes. That's pretty on brand for him. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
It's just a matter of him refining the shit that he does and the shit that he likes to make. You know what I mean? And that's why I think experimental is kind of a bullshit label. Because who the
right.
fuck are we to describe that? You know what I mean? I could fuck around, get in the fucking booth, and start say one word every 3 seconds, not rhyming. You would call that experimental, I guess. Meanwhile, I'm just bullshitting. You know?
Right, right, right. It's yeah, and when I was growing up, alternative was what you did with that, right?
Yeah,
Like a
totally.
lot of stuff that was labeled alternative was just didn't have any connection to itself. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was just like, this is kind of scratchy, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So that
Like I
happens like
couldn't imagine how like a bus driver was like how people would react to bus
mm,
driver when that shit was first coming out. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
now looking back at it, it's like, oh shit, this is fucking crazy. Like, well, brilliant music, brilliant raps, brilliant production. If I was like some fucking random ass head in 2003 who only listens to like fucking whatever, and then I heard a bus driver record, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on here? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
So I
yeah,
guess it really does change as time goes on as well, right?
absolutely. As the influences
Yeah.
dig deeper.
Type shit, man.
So yeah, in terms of this spread of
Mm.
artists, Kay, how did you feel about it? How did you feel about the three?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an eclectic mix of artists. They
Mm.
all three of them had each of them had their strengths and things that they needed to work on.
Mm.
Yeah, and they're all like I said, these are all up and coming people.
Mm-hmm.
I believe uh Amani Michelle's like 24, 25, like
24,
Yeah,
yeah.
24. And
24.
um I don't know how old Nakama is, but I think probably around that range, right?
He's my age, so 25, I
Yeah,
want to say.
yeah. So and
Mhm.
so
July's
nobody over
fucking 16.
right, nobody over 30 here. Like
Yeah.
these are people who are in the figuring it out phase of their creative life, right?
Hmm.
So it
Hmm.
is more from our standpoint about buying stock, right? Like
Totally.
uh and following the progression. Uh, so where do you want to start, Kay? Who do you want to who would you be interested in talking about first?
Well, let's have the guess. Where do you
Oh,
like to
guess
start?
back.
Ooh, I like that. Switch up.
Yeah.
I say we start with the center of the Venn diagram with Nakama, I'd say.
Everything
Yeah, with
burns.
everything burns.
Everything
Um,
burns.
what can I say about this record that doesn't make me ramble for an hour? I think I think Nakama is a fucking genius. I think Nakama is one of the most creative minds in hip hop ever, quite frankly. Um, the thing I love about that record the most is the world building and kind of intentionality behind it, where I don't know how deep in the rabbit hole you are, Keith, but there's two versions of the album, right? There's
The
one that's
streaming
on
was
Bandcamp.
12, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Streaming is
Yeah,
12?
yeah.
Yeah.
So the streaming version of the album, and then there's the Bandcamp version of the album.
Yeah, by the band camp
Um,
for sure.
the Bandcamp
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah, that's the
So
one I listened to.
yeah, okay, sweet. So in the middle of the album, how there's that skit where it's like Nakama gets signed, how it's like kind of the
Yes,
more
with the
like
record deal.
yeah.
Yep, yep.
So the whole concept behind the record is that Nakama made this album, which is talking about anti-violence, et cetera, like usual revolutionary shit. But they want the label slash collective he signed to 92C wants to run that album through an AI script called Primitive Calculus to kind of clean it up slash dumb it down for modern listeners. So the streaming version of the album, aka the Primitive Calculus version of the album, is way different from the Bandcamp version, where the Bandcamp version is a little more raw and kind of some of the vocal takes are a little more like more oomph into them, you know what I mean? And then the streaming version of the album is a lot more like chilled out and kind of even some of the production is like a little more stripped back. And I think that's fucking crazy, personally. Cause as well, like you listen to the raps themselves, he's rapping his fucking ass off on these
Oh yeah.
things. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like it's bananas,
yeah.
dude. All self-produced as well. Like to
Crazy.
me, like I know we're here primarily to talk about flow, but I think all in all, like production, pen, world building, conceptual, like everything about Nakama to me screams that he is like a fucking genius. Like a genius. Like, bro, some of the fucking pockets that he gets into on that joint, bro, like on
Crazy.
fucking Ricky moves, man. The fuck pot shit. Oh my, it's crazy. It's crazy,
Right,
dude.
right. Well, that's the evidence of the flow to me. And yes,
Mhm.
glad you brought up the different versions. Buy
Yes,
the Bandcamp. It
by
is
the Bandcamp.
crazy. It's not one of those things where you can do without it. Uh,
Mhm.
it's a full journey. So
It is.
there's just so many different kinds of songs on Everything Burns.
Yes, yes, totally.
You brought up Dr. Frankenstein's Finsta,
Love
which
that
is
song.
really crazy, really different.
Piece of song. Yeah.
Iverson Numbers really
Iverson Numbers
roars.
is nuts,
It's
dude.
kind of, it feels more towards the July 38 like
Totally, totally. The more
energy.
noisy. Yeah.
Like you get things like Black Boy Joy where like no one could make that but Nakama. Nakama's
Yeah,
like really doing that.
absolutely.
Um
But then you
yeah.
have a few joints that are a little more like not reasonable is the wrong word, but like for example, Ghost, I think, like
Oh yeah.
the
Yeah.
which
Yep.
technically is the first song on the streaming version, but
Sure.
track number
Yep.
4 on the Bandcamp one.
Yep. Yep.
That one I feel is one of the most accessible. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
production, raps, he's talking about some cool shit, but it's not too much to kind of digest at once. And like even down to the schemes, you know what I mean? Like on the hook, like why are you asking? Big nose like Phineas. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's easier to follow. But then you get fucking later on to like fucking let me pull up the track list. Hold on. Oh, I'm so professional, guys. Can you tell?
No, but it's to your point, it's like
Mhm.
there are times when he is when Nakama is like very like in a personal place
Yeah,
discussing real personal shit and
totally,
it's that
totally.
kind of flow. And there's times when it's roaring like Iverson Numbers,
Yep,
but they're like
yep.
on songs like Ghost, there are moments where I'm like, this almost feels like Jim Jones. Like
Yeah. Oh my,
there's there's like a
it's a
hell of a
fire analogy.
like a pop New York rap
Yeah,
like excitement to the flow
it's very New York. Very,
where you
very,
can be
very New
like,
York.
oh shit, this is triggering my Jim Jones banger vibe.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
but we're also talking about war and poverty
yeah.
and systems of oppression and all that.
It's nuts,
So
dude.
there's a
It's
lot of
nuts.
interesting room in there.
I don't know if you guys were ever into like so I'm a little bit younger than you guys. My first delve into like real underground hip hop was like 2010 to 2013 New York with like the Beast Coast movement. So like Pro Era, Flapper Zombies,
Yeah, dude.
Underachiever,
Yeah, I love
that
that.
kind of realm. Love that shit. To me, this album kind of feels like almost an extension of that, where even a
Right.
lot of the production, a lot of the flows, a lot of the schemes kind of have that similar situation. Like low key, Nakama is kind of doing a Michi Darko kind of thing on a lot of these. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fair.
And
It's
like
fair.
it's so cool to see a record drop in 2025 that is like, bro, like thinking about it, all things considered, a lot of the joints from the 2010s are considered classics now. You know what I mean?
Straight
Like
up. Yeah. And a lot
it's
of the ones
fucking
that
crazy.
aren't considered classics are even more important.
Totally,
Like
totally, man.
it's hey, we'll carve out some space for the 2010s.
Yes, we will.
I got plans, Keith. But yeah, so but yeah, what were your thoughts on Everything Burns, Kay?
I mean, it was an interesting listen. It's very aggressive, very like the youthful energy
Yeah,
Totally.
definitely
Yeah.
shines through. Yeah. And there was like there was like a tension between structured and unstructured,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that was really interesting to me.
that's real.
Absolutely.
There's a real
It
thing, yeah.
the thing I love so much about it is it feels like building like a small camp inside of the apocalypse. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that.
And Keith, I'd imagine you don't listen to much like for lack of a better term, like experimental shit like this, right?
Uh, not like this. Not my free time. No, no, no.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
no.
type shit. Yeah, yeah, totally. But to hear that you enjoyed it off first listen, that's cool. That's cool. Because fuck, man, I'm trying to preach the gospel of this. You know?
Yeah, no, what I was when I first heard it probably close to when it came out,
Mhm.
September, October, because it came out in late August,
Yeah.
and I didn't really understand it on first listen. Like
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
was kind of too much. Like it's overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
um, what you hear is the noises and the scratches and the like, in your faceness of it.
Yeah.
But when you re-listen to it, and the more you re-listen to it, the more of the beautiful touches come
Hmm.
up,
Hmm.
like lyrically, right? Incredible bars that are like, damn, I can't believe you said that and summed
Yeah.
that up like that. But like also incredible just like switches in
Yeah.
tone, in flow, in beat, and like um
It's
you
fucking
start to
crazy,
realize
bro.
how vast this landscape is.
To me, Nakama has one of the best pens like
Yeah.
ever, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And if you like the voice, if you like the bag that he's getting into, I would very much so recommend. He had a project like late 2024 called Morning Meditations. A lot more peeled back, kind of more quote unquote traditional hip hop. Like there's more like some boom bap kind of bag. That I would recommend if you fuck with this kind of vibe and then maybe work your way
Okay.
back to it. But dude, like, hold on, let me pull up the lyrics for fucking Where the Roots Severed. He says some shit. He says some shit. Turbulent winds on the top side had me skipping some steps, hitting critical dips, being occupied by subliminal myth and addiction to getting it in.
Crazy.
Oh, like, oh my
Crazy.
God, dude. He's nuts. He's nuts to me. And the
Yeah.
fact that he's saying all of this while still being in this crazy fucking pocket, like, it's mind blowing to me.
Right.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like, so Kay, in terms of the skill set, right? What did you pick up on the knock on Nakama as the skill set? What do you
Mhm.
want? What is the direction you would like pitch?
Excuse me.
The skill, the direction I would pitch that he goes in. Oh
Yep.
man, I mean
Yep.
it's. I don't know. That's what makes this experimental so difficult because it's like,
Mhm.
as I said, I like the tension between the structured and the unstructured. But
Mhm.
if I asked him to be more structured, is that going to take away from the spirit of what makes him him?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think
I
you
think
want
so.
to curb the journey like that.
yeah,
I can give mine and tell you what. And
yeah,
this is not. By the way, this is not criticism. This is not like
Mhm.
you're bad at this. This is like
More an
I
appeal to
I,
your tastes.
I think this is where your journey is going. Right,
Mhm.
if it goes the
Mhm.
right good way. So the most successful people that you would think of as experimental artists
Mhm.
do the craziest shit, but it never feels crazy.
Mhm. Mhm.
It never when you're feeling that an artist is experimenting, a lot of times what you're feeling is that you think they're not comfortable in that space naturally.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I use the example would be elucid, right?
Yes.
Spelling is one of the craziest fucking songs.
Ever.
Like
Ever.
it's fucking crazy. But I swear I put it on for my like 7-year-old son or 8-year-old son when he was learning about rap music already. He
Mhm.
was like, this shit's great. Like I like this.
It's badass.
I put it on. My wife loves the song. And they neither of these people would normally like a lot of this
Mhm.
crazy underground shit.
Totally.
But Elucid has found a way to, I hate to say it, there's a word for it, but like take himself out of that race, of that space, and
Yeah. Yeah.
be like, I transcend this. Transcended the word I was looking for. Uh,
Because you could put a Lucid in any pocket and he's gonna feel comfortable no matter what. Like even with these two singles that are off this upcoming Seb Bass joint, very unconventional production. He sounds like he's right at home in it, bro. You look at Revelator from 2024, crazy fucking production. Yep, that's a Lucid. You know what I mean?
and he spent years and years and years rapping over every kind of sound,
Mhm.
getting all his experiments out. This one's going to be
Yeah,
dubstep. This one's going to be, rock
fucking punk
influence.
rock. Yeah,
Right. He did all that shit. So that now he combines it however the fuck he wants,
yeah.
and everybody trusts it that it's going to
And
work out. Yeah.
that's what I love about Nakama so much as well, because so much of the production on Everything Burns has like these different little influences here and there. You know what I mean? Like there's a few of the melody lines that sound like they could come out of like see, me and Nakama, we're both on some nerdy shit. So I know he's like sampling some video games and I know he's
Yeah.
grabbing these sounds from all these different places. And I think he has honed his skills so much where same kind of thing. He's not really ever gonna feel uncomfortable on any sort of production, right? I think it's like you said, it's kind of hard to pitch where an artist in that experimental niche is going to go because realistically they could go fucking anywhere and it's gonna work, you know?
And so my pitch, K, for like
Mm,
where if Nakama was here would be, hey, you're not where you want to be until the audience isn't even freaked out anymore.
yeah,
They're not
that's
like,
real.
oh, that's wild shit. They're like, that's that Nakama shit.
That's Nakama.
That's what
Yeah,
Nakama
yeah,
does.
yeah.
Like they you have to grow what you're doing and be able to go wherever you want to go, right? But you also
Yeah.
have to teach the audience how to listen to it.
Yeah.
And
And,
Yeah.
so
and
doing that, yeah.
when I think of a lucid, like a lucid is experimental, and maybe this is the advice I'd give to Nocta. Like a lucid to me is experimental, but he has moments and songs where he's also very grounded as well.
Totally.
And I
Yeah.
think like you can experimental, we often think about it being, expanding, getting bigger and bigger. But also, I'd be interested to see what happens when he gets smaller and more
Mm,
grounded as
Mm.
well, and
yeah.
see what that contrast looks like as well.
You gotta listen to Morning Meditations then. You have to
I'm into it.
listen to that.
I'm into it.
Yeah. There's
Good.
so many joints on that project that are like about as fucking chill and tranquil as it gets. You know what I mean? Like there's let me pull up the track list. Hold on.
Was that the project before this one?
It was like three or four before this one.
Okay.
He drops music like fucking crazy, man.
Well,
But yeah, I
Yeah.
think K is talking about like that slinky motion of
Yeah.
sound,
Yeah.
right? Where
Totally.
like, yeah, you want it to spread out, but you want it to
Mhm.
tighten up too and be able
yeah,
to
you want that tension.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
The tension and the
Totally.
natural relief of that tension.
yeah.
Right.
That's
So
real.
and
I'll flip
also
this. Mhm.
like I don't want to say too much, but Nakama's working. And
Nakama is working, bro.
it's
Nakama is
fucking
working.
crazy. So the best Nakama is to come.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tune in. But Nakama to me is an all-tool player,
Yeah.
right? Like
Totally.
that is someone who can give you crazy banging individual songs, cohesive albums. Um, if Nakama got a feature on an Armand Hammer album, it
It
would
would
work.
fit like a glove. It
It
would
would
fit
work.
like a glove. Yeah. Totally.
It would
Totally.
work. So it just makes sense. So I think that's yeah,
Mhm.
that's good
Speaking
stuff.
a little bit, I know we want to talk about like environment based slash location based as well.
Yeah.
The thing that I love so much about Nakama as well is he's from New York. And you hear that in the music as well. Or at least I do, where I listen to like Everything Burns and I could hear like it's like I was saying, like I could hear some Flapper Zombie shit on there. I could hear,
Right.
like, even with a lot of the scene that's going on in New York now, like Shamar, Black Chai, J Cinema,
Yep.
I could hear a lot of those cats kind of doing similar shit to what Nakama is doing. You know
Right.
what I mean? And even from what I'm hearing, there kind of is that going on. You know what I mean? Like I would place Everything Burns kind of next to like Shamar's Emergency in terms of like this realm of the underground going on in New York. And there's a lot of sonic similarities.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of differences. It's two different albums, two different
Sure.
artists.
Sure.
But I think with how this current generation slash realm of the scene is evolving, you really do kind of get the location coming out of it. Like
Oh yeah.
even like a Sun Mundy and Sasco contacting. That's very fucking New York, no matter what way you flip it. And
Sure.
all of these guys are kind of operating within that same niche, for lack of a
Mhm.
better term.
Yep.
And like it's just so cool to see because I feel with how like you go back to like the 90s shit, you can tell the difference between some East Coast and some West Coast. You know what I
Right.
mean? You go to the 2000s, you can tell the difference. And like now I feel those differences are kind of becoming simultaneously less distinct, where anyone could be from fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
But if you really dial into the scene and really listen, like you'll hear the similarities in the region. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
And
I think it was, sorry to cut you off.
no.
I think it was last fall that you put together that show at
Brooklyn.
yeah, in the Brooklyn
Yeah.
show.
Yep.
And like
August,
all
yeah.
of those artists, like they have a sonic similarity. They have like you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like fuck, that shit is so tight, dude.
It was, yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, I think those guys, when you talk about like Sun Mundi, Shamar, Nakama, I think these guys are like, these people are like, they're strongest
Mm.
when they're not just doing what that underground scene is doing. They're pulling from all the different parts of New York, right?
Yeah,
So like,
totally.
you know, you're doing a buckshot flow, but you're
Yeah,
doing it on a Shamar beat, and now it's fucking
type.
different, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah, yeah.
reason that you have to just put on your underground suit and make the underground music that the underground makes, right?
Totally,
Which you can
totally.
do. It's you can do, right? It's out there. But like play with it. And so
Yeah.
there's like on Everything Burns, there's trap rhythms, right? Like
Yes.
there's like different there's shifts, you know?
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
and build a space that's open enough that you can fit whatever makes sense into
hmm
it. You
hmm
know, because if it's too tight, you have a good idea and you can't get it in.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. I've had joints myself where I write a verse and I'm like, this beat is just not doing what I need. Like this,
Right.
I can't rap this verse on this beat because if I do, it's limiting myself, it's limiting the sound, it's limiting fucking everything, you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah. No, that's true.
That's what's so fucking tight about these underground cats is that I'd imagine obviously in the creative process it's a little different, but so many of these dudes are making crazy fucking music and it sounds like they don't have any limits put upon themselves, you know? Like
Right.
it's crazy. Some of the fucking beats on fucking contacting is like who would
Yeah, it's
even
some of the best.
consider
I mean,
rapping on this?
and
Some of the
to bring July 38 into this, a weary traveler murmured to God.
yeah,
Um, what I was thinking about this the most, Kay, when I listened to this, because it's a massive record.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. 19 tracks I want to say.
yeah, it's long. It's a journey.
She's so fucking ill. She is so fucking ill. Sorry. That's
But
my
you're right.
goat.
This
That's
is,
my goat.
but think about it. This is a 16-year-old, you said, right?
hmm hmm
And look at this track listing, right?
Yep.
PTY, Messiah
Yep.
Music,
Yep.
Outside House, Millennium,
Ghetto
Ghetto
Philosopher.
Philosopher. Like,
Yep.
you can put together a damn good record.
Oh,
Yes.
you're breaking up.
Oh,
Oh.
can you hear me?
Are we back?
I think maybe Kay's breaking up.
Yeah, I think that might be on yeah. It sounds good to me.
I'm seeing you and you're seeing me. Kay, I think your connection might be
Is it mine? I mean,
Yeah, I
you
think
guys
it's
were
yours.
going in and
I think it's
Yeah,
yours.
it's yours. I think it's
Yeah.
yours, bro. Unfortunate.
Yeah, man. Uh, but yeah, so the thing is,
Mm,
a weary traveler, murmured God. Um, you have a 16-year-old with
mm,
some of the smartest,
yes.
coolest people in this space, this underground space,
Mm,
and 19 tracks, an overwhelming amount of music,
yes.
and it comes out really, really fucking
Yes.
good. And so you just couldn't do that in 2000.
No, absolutely
You know what
not.
I'm saying? Like
Like
you were a 16-year-old with
abso-fucking-lutely not.
dreams, you were making
Yeah.
shitty demos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think I had a chance to interview July actually, because one, she's the homegirl, and two, like
Yeah.
I've been invested in this record since before it came out. Um, that is almost entirely kind of the product of the current space that we occupy in hip hop. Because almost all of the album, all the collaborations were done through like Discord and done online, right? Like Millennium lives in, I'm not going to dox them, but
Mhm.
Millennium lives in the States, sending beats to a kid in the UK. The kid in the UK records over him, sends them to a kid in Ireland to mix and master. You know what I mean? Like
Right. Right.
it's the reason that I love that album so much as well is because I really do
Mhm.
feel like it is a product of modern hip hop and how modern collaborations can kind of go down. Because almost all of it was done online, right? Like, and what a fucking product it came out to be, like all things considered, after all is said and done. Like it's oh fuck, where do I begin with this album? Where
I mean, I'll let me say, Kay,
Mhm.
my favorite
Yeah.
run of songs
Yeah.
on the Weary Traveler, I go Dead Rose, Aimless, Early Morning
Yes.
Reflections.
Yes. Oh, Dead Rose is so crazy. Dead Rose is so
Yeah.
crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. And the early morning reflections, that's a Shamar beat as well, which is like
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah. I mean, you
yeah.
got Shamar and Messiah Music on the
Yeah.
same album with
Yeah.
Outside House.
Yeah.
It's just it's a real good album to hand people
Mhm.
if you're like, this is how deep this scene is.
Yeah. Totally. It's a love letter to the scene, no matter what
This
way
is
you
how
flip it.
deep this
Like,
is. Like
yeah.
if you know, like in you kind of you know Makami and you know
Yep.
like some of
Your
the
Arm and Hammers, your Elucids,
right you know that
your Kwame
and
Chris.
right and you're like, okay, you just listen to Sword of Lodge, well listen to this,
Yeah.
you're gonna feel like, oh man, this isn't Sword of Lodge, but this is a hell of a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
and
Totally.
that's important. It shows you the depth we have going in this scene,
Yeah.
right? At 16, where is
16.
this person at 22?
She's gonna do fucking I I'm a glazer of my friends. I always will give my friends like really good credit. I
Oh,
truly think July is going to be one of the most like influential underground rappers ever. I truly wholeheartedly think that because I've been listening to her stuff for some time. She has one of the craziest fucking catalogs out already. Like at her Bandcamp alone,
yeah,
she
yeah,
drops shit like crazy. Literally in the time of us planning this episode and recording, she's dropped another project already. Like
yeah.
it's
And I
fucking
listened
crazy.
to it. Sam, I am not.
Yeah, the Sam I'm
It's really good. It's really good.
it's nuts. It's nuts. And then the
It's
joint
really good.
earlier, the PTY in July are rap game terrorists.
Yeah,
Crazy. Crazy.
it's really good.
So this was both of your guys' first exposure to July's music, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what the headspace is because I know this is out of relatively both of your guys' wheelhouses normally,
I
right?
mean, I'm 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 comfortable with over here, but I would say it was a lot of there was like a real punk rock feel to a lot of it,
Totally.
like
Totally.
and that kind of thrashing. There was some
Yeah.
thrashing, but I was impressed with the capability to not thrash. And on
Yeah.
Sam I Am Not, there's a little bit of singing on a certain song.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. She
and I
gets
was like, oh,
melodic with it.
it worked. It was really good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at skill sets, right? And
Yeah.
so I'm like, damn, there's a lot of skills on the floor, right? For this
Totally.
person. The question as a scout,
Mhm.
question in my head is what is gonna be this person's relationship to structure?
So I have a little bit
Because
of insight
this
on
is
this, actually.
unstructured, right? This is the
Yeah.
Weary Traveler, Murmured God is unstructured, right? In your interview, she said,
Mhm.
"Hey, I didn't really know what all this meant,
Yeah.
so that was the point of it." I was like, "Right on,
Yeah.
that makes sense." But like when you're making more projects and more projects, how like are you going to conceptualize? Are you going to theme? Is it going to get
Mhm.
tighter into a shot group that people can connect to? Like, is it
Yeah.
what is going to be your relationship to structure as you grow? That's the interesting question for me.
I've spoken to her about this because all things considered, she is a very new voice in making music and all of this. I think me personally, when it comes to like the dump god approach in music, where you're just kind of dropping shit and dropping shit,
Mhm.
it can almost be kind of harmful to your career because
Totally.
it's like it's like, oh, can you really sit down and make a cohesive project like this? Can you really do this? Can you really sit down and make one super polished as opposed to just dropping fucking mixtapes or whatever? Um, as far as I'm aware, the vibe right now is kind of just getting a lot of shit out there. And Weary Traveler kind of served as a debut, for lack of a better term. It was the
Sure.
first big cohesive project that a lot of people were getting hip to. Um, but yeah, I agree with you. I think July, I know you're listening to this. And we've spoken about this before. I think having a little more cohesion in terms of the projects and in terms of, you know, how you're distributing your music. And I think Rap Game Terrorist and Semi I'm Not is the perfect
Yep.
like proving that you are doing it because all three of these are incredibly cohesive projects and they're only getting more cohesive. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, I mean, and what I'm saying about what
Mhm.
needs to happen, that will come naturally.
It
That
will.
is not
It
something
totally
I'm
will.
saying
Yeah.
needs to be focused on. That will come naturally. This phase that you
Mhm.
outlined is exactly what
Yes.
you need to do in the first phase of your career, which
Mhm.
is get your ideas out. Get your ideas out. Just go,
Totally. Totally.
and along the way, you'll hit ideas where you're like, that worked really well. Like,
Super.
I like that
Super.
shit. And
The
and you put
fucking
that
the
in your
beat switch on Dead Rose is
right.
fucking crazy. And it serves as such a perfect break in all. So I love this fucking album.
Think
I'm
about
sorry.
like Kay, when we talked to Pink Sifu, and Pink Sifu was like, this Black Antique is a
Mhm.
greatest hits of everything I've worked on.
Yeah.
What Sifu was talking about was I had this project I put out. It had this great idea. I should have
Mhm.
worked more on that
Mhm.
great idea. And I was able to kind of perfect these things that I had started, right?
Yeah.
But
Banger episode, by the way. That interview was
thank you.
fucking brilliant.
I
Yeah.
he Big Steve was so fucking cool.
That
I
guy's
could
yeah.
talk. That could have been 2 hours longer.
Totally.
But the you can't make a greatest hits of what you've learned if you haven't gotten all your learning done, right?
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
You gotta go and take notes along the way,
Yep.
and you'll get there. And so, um, I think it'll be a natural progression. But I think to your point, the danger point, right?
Mhm.
Like me and Kay talk about this. If you're putting out a ton of music, the good part is you never know what album catches people and is their first album for you,
Yep.
so that's cool. But if you put out too much, it basically diminishes the value of your currency.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like, oh, it's kind of we think about it from like an economic perspective. If you're printing fucking millions and millions of dollars, how much is that dollar really worth? You know what I mean?
Right.
We had motherfuckers in the Russian Revolution wheeling around wheelbarrows of money, couldn't buy a loaf of bread. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah. And I'm personally of the belief that like of course, drop however much music you want to drop. I
Yep.
think low key, the less the better in a way, where
Yeah,
especially
and it
for an
seems like
artist.
there's maybe a mix. There's some people who've figured
Mhm.
out like I'm gonna drop twice a year, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Once in
yeah.
the beginning, once in the end, and I'm gonna be there for you all year, right?
Mhm.
2 albums and some features. My
Yep.
name's gonna be everywhere.
Like a
But
mic, for example.
Right, but I'm not going to be just constantly,
Yeah,
to your point, Mike drops a project, it's special
it is. It is.
because Mike doesn't have a project dropping every month or,
Yeah.
every two
And
months.
like,
Yeah.
I love Boldy James. I love listening to some of the Boldy James songs. There's a lot of fucking Boldy James songs. You know what I mean?
There is.
And in a way, I'm almost less incentivized to go and listen to the new Boldy James project because I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm getting, and I'm gonna enjoy it. But it's like, bro, like you just dropped. Like, can you let me digest a little bit? Like, can you let me,
Yeah.
you know, as
Yeah.
opposed to like, like a Billy Woods, for example. He drops a fuck ton of music, yes,
He
but
does.
each release is like super thought out and super like different from the last one, And I
And
think
Woods is one of those two a
mm,
year and some features, right?
two
Like
years some features. Yeah,
he,
yeah,
we had the solo album last year,
yep,
followed it up with Mercy, right?
yep.
Featured all over the place in
On
between,
that Panchico joint on the fucking whatever the dim
right?
star I think it's called. Yeah,
War with
yeah. Crazy song, the Gabe
crazy,
Mendez joint.
crazy work. So like there's a lot of people who are trying to find a balance, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want to be present because okay, we talked about it where like I'm gonna spend years on this album, and you're like, but how? Like the
Yeah.
technology's so good now, you can
Yep.
perfect an album and it'll sound great, and it'll take 6 months or a year, and that's it. Like,
hmm
right? Like technology's different. You don't have to spend 8 years on an album now.
We're not James Cameron waiting for the technology to be able to film underwater to make the next Avatar. Like, bruh, pick up FL Studio and start going crazy. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, what do we? Yeah,
Right. So like you don't want to be too precious, but you
yeah,
still want to
yeah.
be precious because it is
Absolutely.
precious. So it's everything
It's a
about,
balance, right?
Yeah.
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 So
So,
okay, what was your July 38 feel? Okay.
I mean, it's difficult because I know we've talked a lot about experimentation in the
Yep.
last
mhm,
hour or so, and I think for me, this was, I mean, it was an eye-opening album to me because it's
mhm,
what it made me realize is, I can't talk about modern underground hip hop the way I would talk about like I don't know albums in the early 2000s or something. Like
mhm,
the way that you talk about, as I said, it's very unstructured. Like modern hip hop is very unstructured. And Dano and I had a conversation about this with the sortilege. Like we
Yeah,
mhm.
sort of like
remember
yeah.
that we
Yep.
talked
Yep.
about that. Like modern hip hop is not. It's not structured. It's not structured in the way that I'm accustomed to listening to songs.
Yeah.
And then I also think modern hip hop is not really structured for at home listening. It's more structured for live listening. And that's when I listened to July, I was like, damn, this is the album that would sound really good live.
It would sound
Yeah.
fucking brilliant
And
live. Yeah.
like if I were, if she was in the state, I would go to see this live because the energy I could see it translating to
Yes.
a room full of people. But in
Totally.
terms of me sitting in my living room listening to this, like it's not like at home listening, sit and listen to
Yeah.
your.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think a lot of the modern, like this experimental modern underground hip hop, that's the direction that it's really going in, to me.
Totally.
Well, yeah,
Totally.
but I think the thing that interested me most about July 38 was this isn't just yelling all the way through, right?
Mhm.
And
No,
it it, it does end very crazy and very yelly,
Totally.
right?
Totally.
Uh,
But there's some subdued joints on there. There's more
oh,
tranquil
definitely, but
joints on there,
it
you
ends
know?
with like disfigured sperm, mutated creature, flesh and wire,
yeah,
song for
Yeah.
Sun Ra.
but
Like, things are just like breaking apart in pieces. It's like the end of a Velvet Underground album,
no, I
right?
don't
Yeah.
mean like it's like a yelly type of thing. It's almost like let me ask you, would you listen to this car, like let's say you were taking a road trip, right?
Yeah.
Would you put this on when you're taking a road trip in the car?
I'm a sick fuck, so yes, absolutely.
For, well,
But
for,
no, I know exactly what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
I think of my brother as a perfect example, right?
Yeah.
Bless him. He only really listens to music in the car. I can't even recommend him like a Billy Woods because that's a little too much for him. You know what I mean? He's the type, if he gets in the whip, he's putting on some Larry June, he's putting on
Yep.
some Currency. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Just
Yep.
cruising music. So
Yeah,
I totally get what you mean.
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
I think what you're saying is, what is the function for this music? Where does it fit in
Yeah.
my life?
yes, yeah,
Right?
like you can't,
Yeah.
I can't put it on like, there's some music you like to do, like your Sunday morning cleaning, you're gonna
Yeah.
put on
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
music. When you're studying, you're gonna put on some music. Like
Yes.
when you're pre-gaming, you're putting on some music. Like what is the function of this
Yeah.
of this
And,
project?
and I'll give you my answer, right?
Okay.
My answer is this album is full of songs that will fuck up my playlist, right? Like I don't want my
That
when
is
I make
true.
a playlist, I don't want it to be too samey, right? I don't
Yeah.
want it to
Yeah.
be, you know, in unless the right situation, right? But like
Type shit.
I typically want a splash of cold water in my face in the middle of the playlist to wake me up, right? And this is full of
That's fair.
interesting candidates for that. So to me, there's real joints there. So it's like what Stevie Wonder told this story. It was
Mm.
on you know, yeah, um Stretch and Bob had an NPR show for a little bit, and they got
Mm.
Stevie Wonder as a guest. Y'all gotta
Hell
find
yeah.
it's
Wow.
crazy. So um and they fucking and Stevie was talking about and this is one of the things about Motown, right?
Mhm.
Motown was just covers, covers and covers and covers.
Yeah.
It became like standards, like everybody had to do these Temptation songs on their album,
Yeah.
like all that shit.
Everybody had to flip an Isley Brothers joint, whatever, right?
And Stevie said, I just kept writing songs. I just kept sticking them in my backpack, like,
Yeah.
and I do a project. Okay. I sneak one from the backpack in there. I sneak two
Nice.
from the backpack in there. And over
Yeah.
the years, I had snuck in some songs, like, 7, 8 songs, right, of my
Yeah.
own that I made. So I think 1971, he got to just do his own fucking songs.
Because people were
Um,
accustomed to it, right?
right. And it was probably, I think that was the same year that Marvin Gaye got to do it with What's Going On, where he
Hell
finally
yeah.
got to sneak out of that too. So,
Hell, what an
but
album.
like you just you sneak them
Mhm.
in, and so you're putting out a lot of content, but you look at it and you go, ooh, these two are the fucking best.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
three are transcendent, right? So like, what do I learn from that next project so that it's better, so that
Yeah.
it's bigger, more impressive, more important. Because to your point, Kay, like at a certain level of high craft,
Mhm.
you'll make it fit your day, right?
And
Talking about a
and that's
song.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Just
you're talking
in,
about
in the sense that like um nobody knew how to say Brett Favre's name until he started throwing touchdowns.
facts. Nobody knew how to say Zach Galifianakis till he popped out in The
Right.
Hangover and you know
Nobody
what?
knew how to
Yeah.
say Victor Wembanyama until he started
Right.
throwing
Until he started putting up fucking
crazy,
numbers. Yeah.
crazy, right? I
That's
can't
real.
pronounce
That's
shit,
real.
but I can pronounce Wembanyama.
Yeah.
And so there's a certain level of high craft where like you'll be like, all right, I'm in your
You'll make
world.
it
I'm
work,
I'm
right?
I'm rolling with it, you know?
Well,
For sorry, please.
no, I mean, I think to kind of goes back to what we were saying about the last, it's the contrast. Like Zach Galifianakis
Mhm.
stands
Mhm.
out. Like imagine if you saw Zach Galifianakis outside of the context of The Hangover, it would be
Right.
too overwhelming. But when you put him in the Hangover context,
Yeah.
where everyone else is almost like the straight man, like Bradley Cooper is like the straight man,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he gets to bounce off that energy, then we get to appreciate it more. Just
Yep,
That's
yep.
fair, actually.
and
That's
so
fair.
when you don't have anything to contrast it's very like you can't really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's July is going to end up on a journey to organize the mood textures,
Mm-hmm.
right? And be like, where do I want to leave people, right? Where do I want to take people? And that's going to be fun to watch. Like,
Yeah,
It's
for
gonna be
sure.
fucking sick.
yep,
My whole thing with especially this record, I listen to it like a lot just casually just because I feel I'm the type of dude I can kind of listen to fucking whatever whenever.
yep,
The two best use cases for this album I find is for me one, I I live in Toronto, like just outside of Toronto. Every time I'm going into the office to work, I take like an hour-long train ride, right? If I put this album on right when I step out my house, it's fucking brilliant. Like almost perfectly fits my commute in terms of the timing, like the walk, everything like
yep.
that. Um, the second time I really like this album is whenever I'm at the gym. If I turn this record on at the
Oh,
gym, I'm going fucking beast mode. Like I'm going
I love that.
I hear that like you said it earlier how this album like opens up with crazy energy in the first track code name, right?
Yep, yep.
I walk out of the fucking change room, I put on my headphones and I put that shit and I hear her like yo yo and I'm like
Let's
fucking like I'm
go.
fired the fuck
Wired.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I love
brilliant for
that.
that, I
I
think.
love that. That's great.
And
The
to speak on like the context of shit as well, right? I feel like it's kind of also a reflection of where the modern scene is going. Because
Mm-hmm.
even for me, like listening to this album, I'm like, this isn't too out there or far from a lot of the other shit that I listen to. Like, to me, the context of listening to this, I'll go and listen to Dial Hurt for Out, PTY and A Ghetto Philosopher, right? Which is also like a very experimental, noisy record. But I'm like, yeah, all right. Like, I feel it's more indicative of where these younger kids are kind of doing their thing and a lot of you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, I'm with you.
it's different for everyone, right?
It's a really good album, and people should check it out. It's I like it a lot,
Definitely.
and I'm glad you put me on. I'm interested in where this goes. Um,
And
yeah, go ahead.
sorry to cut you off as
No,
well. I'm familiar with a lot of July's unreleased shit. She listens to the most hip hop from so many different eras. Excuse me. She has a few shits in the work that are like nothing, like the complete opposite of this. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I know July as an MC could get into like a Chief Keef bag. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
that
know
would be fun.
July could get that shit would be fucking crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah, dude.
I know July could get into like a Raekwon bag. I know July can get into a like a fucking RZA bag. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and obviously that stuff isn't out yet, but I think like I'm so fucking high on her. I think she is
Yeah,
one of the illest in the underground right now. And people, if you're not tapped in now, like you need to tap in.
right.
Because I know eventually she's gonna drop some joints that are a little more quote unquote traditional.
Right.
And it's gonna like she out raps a lot of like a lot of favorite rappers. You know what I mean?
So,
To be
That's a
and
crazy claim, but
it's JVLY 38 exclamation point.
yeah,
So
July
follow
38
that.
with the V.
Yeah. There's a
Tap in with July. She's fucking crazy.
all the people we're talking about have a lot of potential, bright futures. It's
Totally.
very good. The
Totally.
third we were talking about, Amani Nichelle, that I
Yes.
brought into the place. I am called MERRY&RUE.
Yes.
This came
Yes.
out May 2005.
mhm.
I loved it. Um, and I'm still she follows me on Twitter.
2025, right? Not
2025. Yeah.
2005. Okay, cool. I was tripping for a
Yeah, no,
second. I was like,
no, no.
yo.
2025.
Okay, cool.
So she followed me on Twitter. I was like, man, I should have asked for the interview when this came out because I love this
Mhm,
record. But it's grown. I didn't know it was as important to me as it was when it came out, right? Like
mhm, mhm.
over the time, it's become something I keep coming back to, and it's just always good to me. Like so, and Nolan the Ninja is kind of the angel on the shoulder here.
Mhm, mhm.
Does a lot of the production. And Nolan the Ninja's production on it is, I would say, I would call it essentialist,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
necessarily
yeah,
minimalist. Like some of these beats are like the beat for what you wanted. Like Mary Andrew is an example, right? Number 9.
yeah,
That is like the freestyle beat. Put on a freestyle, go nuts.
yeah.
Like if you can't kill that beat, you should just hang it up, right?
Then what
Like
the fuck are we doing, right? Yeah.
so there's lots of moments like that. We Live really does sound
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
So Nolan then just kind of nails on the head what the sound should be, you know?
He
And
produced the whole thing, right?
no, not the whole thing,
Word. Okay.
but a lot of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Vast
Yeah.
majority of it. Right on.
Yeah. So that's it's good. It's really good. And 12 songs and
Crazy.
ends with a really kind of whimsical, romantic, vulnerable song, which is really dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walkman. Um, yeah. What were your thoughts on this, Keith?
To me, let's see. I thought it was. I thought there were some really solid moments, and what I like about it is it's we've as I said we mentioned experimental many times this episode, and this is experimental to me in a different way than the others were.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I think this is someone experimenting in terms of their technique, and I think I could see them like sharpening, using this project to kind of sharpen their skills a little bit and get ready to take a bigger jump. Because there were a lot of ideas on here that I really liked that weren't as polished, that didn't have such like a polished execution. And I think that for me, I think it was really the artists were kind of trying to, stretch their skill set a little bit and see where they could go.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You could just see the 27-year-old version of this album being like more refined in a sense.
Yes, 100. Like in terms of technique, like I know, and there was some double. Like I know there were like some vocal dubs or whatever that
Yeah,
were kind
yep,
of
yep.
like if this was a more experienced artist, those would have been polished. Those would have been, and so for me, it was someone kind of filling out their skill set and trying to experiment and see what direction they can go in terms of their technique and their skills.
How far they can push it with the bag that they have now, right?
Yes, and
Totally.
expand their bag, expand their game a little bit. And so when their next project comes out, I think that that's going to be a big leap for them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm super excited for what happens next. OG, how did you feel about MERRY&RUE?
Dude, I loved it. I loved it, man. Like I've heard you speak of their stuff before. I never really tapped in. I knew a few songs here and there kind of thing just from being around. Really diving deep into this, I like see, I have the problem where it's hard for me to listen to something that I dislike, and it's hard for me to like even critique stuff at times because it's like, oh, I see the vision, I see what they're trying to do here. To me, a lot of the pen and the flow and kind of the pockets that she's getting into, and oh, it's crazy. Like I think it's track 3, Quinn, or like apostrophe
Yeah,
Quinn.
yeah.
Crazy fucking song, like the going again. Like I haven't really heard someone kind of in that same bag on that production with the same cadence
Yes.
and like the real like rap joints on there, like the real fucking like barring the fuck up. She's barring the fuck up, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, with you.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. There's
I was the thing that the flow wise, right? That's cool about it to me, because like Nakama and July 38 definitely reflect the same scene, right? Like this kind of New York avant-garde scene that like obviously July is not in New York, right? But
But
tapped
you
all
can
the
tell
way,
she gets a lot of her influence from there as well,
tapped
right?
all the way in, no question.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the interesting thing with like whereas this is much more Midwest underground.
Yeah, she's Chicago, I want to say.
Right,
Chicago,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and you can see that Vic Spencer's on there. I
Yeah.
Am God is on there. So these are like, or was it Water? It was Water. Sorry.
Mhm.
Water's on there. Water's dope. Yeah,
And the Homeboy Sandman feature as well, which
yeah,
caught me
Yeah.
yeah.
very off guard. Yeah.
So
He's New
that
York though, right?
he's New York. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's like, so the flow wise, the components to me that are interesting is there's an obvious poetry background here.
Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Where and the poet background gives you that strong emphasis on the right word every time.
Yeah.
Right? Like someone with a good poetry background doesn't let their best line slip by.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
So then you get there's like a warm neo soul feel
Yes.
to the flow
Totally.
as well, where it's like it can be smooth, even when it's bragging, it can be
Mhm.
loving, right? It can be all kinds of things.
There's a certain elegance to it, right? Like there's a certain intentionality behind it. Like
Yeah,
that's why I think it's so
oh,
cool comparing like July to this, for example, because you can tell a lot of the noisier, more experimental shit is more of kind of like a sound collage, kind of like a fuck it, we ball kind of approach,
right, right.
as opposed to MERRY&RUE, which to me feels every little detail about it is intentional. Every syllable that is pronounced is intentionally pronounced that way. You know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's
I,
crazy, dude.
I'm with you. And so the third element, right? So you've got the poetry background, the neo
Mhm.
soulness. The third element to me is the Chicago of it all. Like
Yes,
the
totally.
Chicago is so dense with MCs.
Mhm.
It's such an incredible environment full of talented people. That it's you've got to fight for your space.
Have to. Have
And
to.
so that's how you get her performance on Bark, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
That's how you get something like Manalog, and like you get, these like, I'm tearing this shit the fuck down
Yeah,
moments.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, so those three elements mixed together make a damn good smoothie to me, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Doesn't overstay
25
its
minutes or
welcome
so?
either. I was about to say, yeah, like it's just about a half hour, super easy just to turn on and just like fucking listen to top to bottom. I'm the type, I'm more of an albums than a playlist kind of guy. So I
Sure.
will turn on an album and not really pay attention to the titles of songs or whatever. But each song feels very distinct from each other while still navigating within the same kind of sound slash vibe. And like I think this is the perfect MC to bring up for flows because the pockets that she's getting into is crazy. Like there are points, not to get too technical, where like she starts out a scheme with one flow and then
Mhm.
continues the same scheme, but like in a completely different flow. And it's like how do you do that? Like it's
Yeah.
yeah, crazy,
No, it's
crazy, crazy,
a,
crazy.
a super technician who is a definite abiding by craft. So, Kay, the way I would think about it is don't look at MERRY&RUE like it's her magnum opus.
Yeah.
Look at it
This is
like
just the beginning.
it's an invitation to follow this person further, right?
Without a doubt.
For
And
sure.
I think it's
I
a
would even say the
very
same about July. I would say the
right,
same thing about Weird
right.
Absolutely.
Traveler as well. Yeah,
I think it's a very successful invitation to me.
totally, totally.
Yeah, I mean, I think she does a good job of establishing, and we talked about this, an artist establishing their identity. Um, so I think she does a great job establishing, who she is as an artist. The in terms of like, I guess the perspective, almost like her narrative voice.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so I think that I'm interested to see where she goes from that and where she takes it.
Mhm, mhm. And all things considered, I went back to some of the older joints. Like she had a couple EPs
Yeah.
and a couple singles here and there.
Mhm.
Hearing the growth from those up until this as a debut is fucking wild because you can already hear the improvement, you know?
Mhm.
And like,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. It, yeah,
It's
she's fucking
leaps
crazy.
and bounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did either of you have any favorite runs or favorite songs on it?
Bro, Quinn fucking gets me, man. That
Yeah.
like I usually just let an album run its course, but that one I keep on going back to.
Yeah.
Really fucking like Mary Andrew. I really like Bark. That last like
Yeah.
5 track run, like Royal
Yeah.
Soliloquy all the way to Walkman is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Um, dude, yeah, the whole
It's a
thing,
crazy
honestly,
run.
bro.
Yeah. It's a very it's a very cohesive
Yes.
25 minutes. It's one of those ones where you put it on and you're like, "Oh, I'm on the last song." Like
Yeah,
um it,
totally. Totally.
it's kind of hypnotizing for me, but um I would go with Quinn, Shawl, and We Live. We Live.
That's a crazy
Yeah.
run. That's a crazy
Three, four,
run.
We
Yeah,
We
three,
Live.
four, five. That's what I had.
That might be my
totally.
favorite song. I just think that's really that's where those three points mix
Yeah,
of that
yeah, yeah,
poetry, that neo soul, and the teeth, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Of it.
absolutely.
So yeah, you get that mix. It's dope. Yeah,
And like to speak on her pen as well, like it takes a while for me to kind of parse through lyrics when I don't actually have them written out in front of me.
yeah,
She is talking about some crazy shit on here. Like there's a
yeah.
lot of crazy entendres and like shit to kind of like unpack. You know what I mean? Like I listened to a lot of this record like before going to bed kind of thing, doing my nightly routine. And
Hmm.
like there was a lot of moments that had me kind of like just kind of contemplative and being like, word, like she's really, yeah, it's dope. It's really, really dope.
Very
I'm
powerful.
very excited to see where she goes. Very, very excited for
Absolutely, absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm into it. And it's yeah,
Thank you for putting me on as well, because I would not have been hip to her if not for the recommendation.
and the
So
same
thank you,
for
bro.
July 38. Like we were,
Tight.
I'm I'm definitely tracking. I'm into it. So it's
Yeah.
the I love that we kind of gave the base points for like how we work
Mhm. Yeah.
with our deals. My Venn diagram thing. Uh,
Totally, man.
it all just kind of worked out. But yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Your one quick hit question.
Okay.
Quick hit. You have to buy stock in one of these three artists. Who is it and why? And
I mean,
to qualify, buy stock means, I'm going to remember your name. I'm going to follow your music. I'm
Yeah.
going to follow your releases and your journey as an artist.
I mean, it's got to be what is July 38.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Word. Okay. That makes me
Uh,
happy.
yeah, I mean, I think reason being, one, I mean, her age. I didn't realize she was 16.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
and I think how, I think from how to say this, I think start for artists starting out, the connections that they've made early on in
Yeah.
their career is going to
Yeah.
help them. And I
Totally.
mean, this was an impressive for someone who's just coming into the game, for the guests that she secured on their project. That shows that there's a
Hmm.
lot of support from other people, that other people are recognizing her talent.
Totally.
So I think the time and the connections that she has is only going to help her.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's releasing, like you said, she's releasing projects pretty rarely. It's only going to help her grow very
Yeah.
quickly.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, that makes me so happy to hear, man. That makes me so happy to hear.
yeah, dude.
Because I'm putting all of my chips on July as well. Genuinely, like already the improvement that I've seen from her and like knowing how hungry she is and how like really serious about this shit she is. Like she's already gearing up for another project and the last one came out on Friday. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking crazy. And like if you want to get into that like kind of sound, the shit that she dropped right after Weary Traveler, PTY and July are
PTY, yeah,
rap
I got to
game
check that out.
terrorists.
PTY,
Tap the fucking shout out. I'm gonna, can I rant for a little bit as well? Just
do
like
it.
PTY is the fucking future. That kid is the future, dude. The work ethic, the material, the beats, the mixing, the dedication. PTY, I know you're listening to this, bro. You are the future. You are the fucking truth, man.
I love
I'm
that.
not going to leak anything. He has placements on some crazy shit. And like, bro, like, nah, that kid is crazy. I think in terms of like a new, young, and up and coming producer that people need to have their ears on, if you're not hip to PTY, lock the fuck in.
And
Like,
that's why I wanted you here, was to like put these names in people's minds. Like,
yeah,
take notes when you hear this name. There's when you get that recognition of, oh yeah, I've heard of this person. I've heard they're really good, and I'm going to press play. Like,
totally.
Sometimes that can save your ass. That recognition.
Totally,
so
totally.
we can dig
PTY
in
is one of those ones,
brains and drop that. That's good.
Sorry, I just dropped my microphone.
So yeah, I mean it's my pick. K would probably be Nakama.
Yeah.
I think Nakama has a chance to be like a real leader of the scene, like a real someone who's a visionary in a way, like a lot of different. So that not everybody has that ceiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it goes to the world building with Nakama too. Like Nak is on some next shit, dude. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Totally.
So yeah, it's follow all three.
It's hard for me to pick because I loved all three of these.
Yeah.
I gotta put it on July though, for me. Like genuinely knowing what she has in not only the vault, but the shit that she's gonna do. Like, not to toot my own, me and her have a joint. That shit is fucking crazy. Y'all ain't even hip to that yet. Y'all ain't even seen that one yet. That's a crazy song. You know what I mean? Like, and knowing the shit that she's doing, I think that's one that you need to be hip to. With all that said, all three of these artists that we talked about today, listen to their music, get hip to it, like tap the fuck in, be aware of when they release, because all three of them are special.
Absolutely.
Artists.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%, man.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Anybody have anything else, or can we go to recommendation corner?
There was one more thing that I wanted to say, but I forget what it was. General statement for me, I think we got to listen to the kids more. A lot of I love my Billy Woods. I love my old school shit. I love, my old heads making old head music. Listen to the kids. The kids are making some crazy shit right now. There's so many brilliant young cats in the scene that are making really special, really important music that is going to be looked back upon as like special and important shit. And it's crazy because Twitter is a fucking horrible website, but a lot of these cats, I just found them on Twitter. Engage in the scene, listen to more underground music, listen to artists that you normally wouldn't listen to. If you see a random motherfucker promoting their album, take the chance. Take that fucking 40 minutes. Listen to that album. I found some brilliant shit that way.
And because your favorite artists in the world, your Super Bowl halftime favorites, were just underground artists.
They started out exactly.
Only I gave a shit about. And so once you've seen that happen over and over again, like, dog, I'm not just talking about Kendrick. I'm old enough. I was the only person in Maine talking about 50 Cent.
Type shit.
I was on Napster. Brilliant. I was fucking downloading fucking mixtapes on Napster and telling everybody about 50 Cent, and nobody believed me. And then frat boys were yelling it at me, So I've seen this cycle over and over again. So just know these top people come from somewhere.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
And you can't be mad at the kids for not being good if you're not listening to them.
How are they going to get better? You need motherfucker. Because July, I love you. You weren't good when you started. You weren't she wasn't as good as she is now. She put the time in and put the dedication in. And that's how you get an album as special as A Weary Traveler Murmured to God. That's how you get July and PTY or Rap Game Terror. You know what I mean? It's,
Growth is important. And so and we salute that. It's
Yes,
awesome to have an episode covering all these people under 30 and talking about what makes their music special is
totally.
really what we do, Key.
Yeah,
So
man.
go to recommendation corner. Hit you with some few things. Um, speaking of old heads, I would love to have Razkaz on the show. Leopard eats face is crazy.
I'm not hip to that. I don't know. I don't know Razkaz.
Razkaz is wild, man.
Razcaz.
But Razkaz, Leopard Eats Face is the new album. But like the thing about Razkaz that made him weird, was Soul on Ice, I think was the big album that came out. That was big when I was young. So
Oh, I know Razkaz. Oh, I'm
yeah, everybody
tripping.
knows
Yeah,
Razkaz. Yeah,
Razkaz
yeah.
fucks, dude.
So
Hell yeah.
so the thing about Razkaz that was weird, and this album kind of covers it, is Razkaz didn't fit anywhere. Like
Yeah.
back in the day. He was too, and by the way, Kay, well, the story I tell everybody, he was supposed to be the one that Aftermath was built around.
Whoa.
Yeah, before Eminem, before that sacred story of Dr. Dre pressing play on the tape and not knowing he was a white kid.
Yeah.
Before that happened, the plan was Razkaz.
Word. I
So,
didn't know that.
uh, but because Razkaz doesn't have, he doesn't have an West Coast hyphy feel to him at all.
Mhm.
Um, he's very lyrical,
Hell yeah.
and he's talks about, he has the historical song with the slave trade. He has really deep stuff that he talks about our society, but he also just makes really fucked up jokes.
I like that.
And so
I like that.
it's a mix of these fucked up jokes, these very thoughtful things, this very lyrical stuff, and people didn't know what to do with it. So Leopard Eats Face kind of salutes
Dope.
that whole journey. Also, I
I'm
don't know
dial the
if you
fuck in.
know, but his kids formed a rap group called Coast Contra.
Whoa. Right on.
Coast Contra is his people, his kids.
Do I know Coast Contra?
Yeah, they've done some crazy freestyles that have hit everywhere on YouTube and everything.
Oh shit.
Crazy
That's his
EPs. Yeah, yeah,
Those
yeah.
are his kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
And they're on this album with Inspector Deck on a song called "I Got That," which is amazingly fun. Um,
That is so fucking cool. Making a rap song with your kids. Hell yeah, dude.
and then just throwing Inspector Deck in there for like
Just
the
for
flex of
shits
it
and
all.
giggles. Fuck it,
Right.
bro.
Right. So
Oh, that's brilliant.
the other one I have that was kind of a rant because I don't think this is going to get a lot of love, this project, because
Mm.
it's attached to a really shitty movie, but the Wuthering Heights thing that Charlie XCX put out,
Word.
people hate that movie, and I don't know, I've never seen the movie,
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie yet.
uh, but that album is really interesting to me. It's really
Word.
good. Like, so I've been following Charlie for a long time, right? I'm a
Yeah.
Charlie person. So, and back in the day, she made like this fucking drunk at the beach in a bikini music, right? Like fucking,
Yes.
I don't
Totally.
like, fuck it. I don't get, that's what Vroom Vroom was, right? Like, so,
Yeah.
but she's now in this kind of Berlin phase, like the David Bowie Berlin phase, where
Word.
it's darker and it's moodier, and the
Okay.
last songs are crazy. Like
I can get down with that.
the last song on Wuthering Heights, Funny Mouth, dog.
Bet.
That's my recommendation. Go to the Wuthering
Bet.
Heights Charlie XCX. The first song you listen to is track 12, Funny Mouth. And go back to the beginning of the album and listen to it from there. Funny Mouth is crazy. So she is definitely in her Berlin Bowie kind of
Yeah.
period with it, and I think that's ill.
I can rock with that. I can rock with that. That sounds cool.
Because that's kind of
I'm gonna
what
be so real.
Brat was leaning towards that.
Yeah.
And Wuthering
Yeah.
Heights is even further down
Like
that rabbit hole.
Brat is like standing at the cliff. This is like the dive in, eh? Word. See, okay, I'm not gonna listen to it yet because I was planning on going to see that movie with a homegirl from the city type shit. So I'll get back to you on how the movie was as well,
You're back to
actually.
me. You're back to me.
Bet, bet, bet,
The
bet.
other one, there is a A fun one from Boldy, people should check.
Mm,
Salvation for the Wicked. I don't know if I recommended this last week. Or no, no, I dropped a voice chat into the RMPP.
hype.
Salvation for the Wicked, produced by Nicholas Craven. Boldy James and Ransom are the rappers, and
Whoa.
they bounce off each other really well. Uh,
Excuse me.
I I don't know. This is my
Oh
kind of ransom.
yeah.
This is my kind of ransom. 7 songs, fun hooks. You know, jump in, throw a punchline in, kill it, hand
I
it
like
off
that.
to Boldy. He does his. It's really fun. It's just a fun project. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Fuck yeah.
yeah, Craven's doing good work. But that's how
Shout
it
out
goes.
Craven, man.
Yep.
People be talking shit about Craven. You know what you're getting when you're getting a Nicholas Craven beat, and it's gonna be fucking fire every time. That's
But
And
listen.
Craven is a button pusher on social media.
Yeah.
That is what he has decided to be. But to me, the music is the music. I love the music. So
Music
whatever,
is music. Spitting.
um,
Spitting.
yeah, y'all can mute him if you just don't like that. That's fine.
Exactly.
Um,
Simple as that.
yeah, the button's right there.
Don't
So
tweet his name. He will find you.
he will find your ass. So Steelo, talk to me. What are you
Yo.
listening?
Okay. Okay. Ooh, shit. Can I give three?
Yeah, go
Is
do,
that
do
the
it.
okay,
Yeah, that's what
sweet.
I was doing.
I found this album summer of last year, and it is slowly becoming my favorite album of all time ever, which is fucking insane. We got Voice Memos from a Winter in China by Mary Sue, specifically the extended cut.
Oh, Mary Sue.
Um,
Yeah.
Dude, like it is I'm a big fan of raps that are very much so just kind of a journal over some ill beats. And this is exactly that. And especially now that it's really fucking cold up in Toronto and snowy as shit, this album has a perfect wintry atmosphere. Some of the coolest raps I've heard. There's a few cuts that are in Mandarin. For context, Mary Sue is from Singapore, which is like just fucking crazy because he's making some of the coolest music I've heard. Um, every single time that I don't know what to listen to, this is the album that I turn on and I listen to it top to bottom every time. It is genuinely fucking brilliant. That is like one of my favorite albums of all time. Yeah, shout out Mary Sue as well.
Yeah.
All of his albums are fucking crazy, but that's my favorite so far. Recommendation number two. This one, I don't even it was on Twitter. A few of the homies, I got a couple homies out in South Africa, and one of them is the producer or one of the producers featured on this record. It's called Why God Gambles by Baba Kushi.
Okay.
Best way I can describe it is like Griselda type shit, but like a little softer and like it's like Griselda mixed with almost a Pink Sifu at times over some really
Um,
cool like soul loops and piano loops, that kind of shit. There's this one cut on there called The Vigil of Mashonia, which is like a crazy posse cut of a bunch of African MCs I've never heard of. They're rapping in Swahili at one point. They're rapping in fucking Igbo. They're rapping in Yoruba. It is crazy fucking ill. And I think more people got to listen to Baba Kushi. That dude is fucking wild. Um,
Great cover. I've
yeah,
added it already.
great fucking
Like,
cover.
oh,
Yeah,
man, you're right, dog.
it's so sick, man. That's definitely one that I've been really high on. Also, kind of one that I just turn on randomly and love it. The third recommendation, because I don't listen to just hip hop, so I'm gonna bring something out of my fucking bag.
Do it.
We got an EP from 2014 called The Prelude by this one dude named L.A. Salami, this British guy who's making to this day like really cool politically charged indie rock. um, I listened to the Prelude. I found out about him through like a color show and then went and listened to his discography. That's one of my favorite EPs of all time. It has a really cozy kind of singer-songwriter vibe to it. A lot of personality shines through on it. Really cool voice, really cool pen. Like the first track is called Nazis on the Northern Line, but it has like such a happy, feel good vibe to really, really good EP. One of my favorites of all time. And I recently rediscovered how much in love with it I am. So those are my three, I'd say.
That's beautiful.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
dude.
that's
Hell yeah.
I'm into that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a great cover too.
So good. So fucking good. All of his music is crazy as well. That's just my favorite of his. Dancing with Bad Grammar goes fucking crazy. All of his shit. All of his shit. Yeah.
Amazing. And by the way, if you like journals over crazy beats, you'll like my album when it comes out.
Type shit. Type shit. The Dano record.
Slumber Logic, produced by Slumber Logic.
Yeah.
It's
Peace to Slumber Logic as well, man. That's my fucking goat, bro. We're both in Toronto. Every time I see Slumber, it's a fucking great time. Shout out Slumber Logic.
Slumber Logic's great, and it's been a heck of a journey, and we're getting there. Totally. We got, we got some good people.
Dano, when that shit drops, you should come on my show. Let me interview you.
Ooh, I'm with it.
I'm so fucking serious too. Like it's gonna be fucking great, man. Hell yeah.
Try and get Slumber out of the cave too,
Real. I'm just bring that motherfucker to my house. He lives like an hour from me, bro.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, we'll get that pop. But yeah, that's totally, I'm excited for it. It's really headed into that phase where we're just straightening out the wrinkles at this point. It's dope.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're getting it. So shout out to the people. We got to get Kay to do the intro. We'll see how it goes.
Type shit. Surely a feature verse or two. Surely two verses. Surely. Bro, I know. Here's my theory. A little bit of a tangent as well. I'm a tangential ass motherfucker. Everyone who listens to hip hop, every hip hop head knows how to rap. They may not be confident with it. They know how to rap. You can sit down and write a 16 and make that shit be ill as fuck. I guarantee it. If you sat down with like a beat, and you put like intention was like, I'm gonna write a 16 about this, it would be ill as fuck, and you would know how to spit it. I'm telling you, bro.
By the way, and this is not disproving your theory, because I certainly have done my fair share of freestyling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this is the spoken word album.
Ooh, okay. Oh shit.
That's spoken word over the Slumber beats. It's gonna be a different kind of ride. So I got
okay. Fuck yeah.
We're a little better with it, but yeah, things are good. Okay, my journey to catch up on 2025 movies hit a real interesting snag.
Who'd you run into?
Or
what you run into?
I was excited to watch Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro makes beautiful movies. They look absolutely beautiful.
That guy's the GOAT.
My wife hated that movie. And it was long.
Yeah.
Long as fuck. And immediately my first thought was, what accent is Oscar Isaac?
Yeah.
What kind of British person do you know?
Yeah.
That's some other shit. Like I was, somebody makes an accent choice and you're like, you know that no one else in this movie is talking like this.
You know that no one else on earth is talking like this.
So like, what is happening? See, the really special bad movies, everyone picks a different accent.
Yeah.
And they're all talking a different way, and they're all in the same town, and you're like, this is nuts. This is nuts. This guy sounds like he's talking about didgeridoos. What are we doing here?
Did you like the movie though?
It was weird. It was a beautiful movie with like really cool visual shit, but it's a bit of a mess to me, and my wife was certainly not into it.
That's so fair.
But I think
that's so fair.
Trapped still within like our issues with Wes Anderson movies, where it's beautiful and it has a thing it's doing, but it doesn't really leave the actor's space to perform.
Yeah.
So like really, like you don't walk out of a Wes Anderson going, "Oh man, that performance spot." The only one I can think of is the Hotel movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Purple
it's like
movie.
Marigold fucking
the Purple Hotel movie.
Yeah.
So that movie has some crazy performances, right? And it's like the actors get to breathe, but most of the time they're trapped in these kind of, it's almost like the role-playing parts of a video game,
Yeah. Totally.
So there's a little bit of that in Frankenstein to me where I'm like, all right, whatever, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair
But
take to have.
the one that I liked, by the way, Kay, we went to the movie theater and saw Crime 101.
Oh, I did want to see that. How was it?
We both came out of there really impressed, really enjoying it. It's weird. And the my wife came out like she liked it more than I did because Helmsworth's performance was strange to me. She had a take on his performance that was like I was like, oh shit.
Okay, now I'm gonna see. She's got good taste. I'm gonna go. I like. Yeah, yeah. All right, good. I was on the fence, but I've heard some good things about it, so I'm gonna definitely check out Crime 101.
Crime 101 was dope. Halle Berry's fantastic.
That's
Yeah.
Fantastic. Her scenes with Ruffalo are fantastic. I really like the reckless bad guy. So Barry Cropinger or whatever. You've seen him in other stuff. He's fabulous and he's really convincing. There's a scene where Helmsworth is like, holding him by on the elbow at a convenience store, and he's like, doing the tough talk to him.
I want to. Don't. Yeah.
And the bad guy, he bites his friggin' finger, like, and you could tell that's not in the script to bite the fucking finger. He just was like really into the role, into the character. He was like, like it's fucking great, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. So I love.
I've been meaning to watch this one too. I've been meaning to watch this.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. All right.
I love shit like that.
Correct.
But I'm a big crime movie guy.
Guy.
I'm a big, I'm into that shit. So.
Totally.
Yeah, man. So that's follow. Oh, also, I've been doing more YouTube shorts.
Hell yeah, dude.
And getting them kind of professionally done because I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah, me fucking neither, bro.
I'm gonna sit there fucking cutting YouTube shorts up all the goddamn time.
Yeah, fuck that.
But so the first short we did was Brother Ali. Because Kay dropped a crazy question on him. The second one was Illogic, and me dropping the question on him. The third was Kay, king of the follow-up questions, with Fiend. Talking about going around the world and all that shit. It's on YouTube now. And so I posted it on IG. Fiend reposted it. Getting crazy views over there, likes and all that. So
dude.
It's a cool way to shorts definitely will drive people hopefully to the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube. But they're also a good way for the artist to tell their story in bite-sized chunks. So I'm doing that, taking them and letting them share it and letting people learn more about them. So I got
great idea.
I got more coming. Bite-sized chunks, man.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna go back to Mexico.